Hey y'all, Will here, otherwise Alright, and we're back in Once Human, and we're going to be mainly talking about deviations. On the topics of they've added some new spots to get deviations, random deviations, but you can still get them daily, on top of some new farmable areas that you can get them as well. While I haven't found them all, I have found a good portion of them, and I'm sure someone in the comments will tell me down below where you can get some more, seeing if I did fail to get some, which I'm pretty sure I probably have. Not only that, but there was some relevant news on Discord that I want to share as well. That will be near the end of the video. You can just shoot right over there if you want to hear that first. But let's get in with the new locations for these deviation drops. And with that, I want to show you one thing. You can get 5/5s out of this situation, which is a really cool thing. 5/5s are hard to find. It's a little bit of RNG, but this allows you to get them. So let's get started in with the locations and show you where they're at. In the first town, Deadsville, you just look across the teleporter, go into the room, take a left, and there it is. You can see the respawn times, if they're up or not, if they have the glowing orb inside of it. It doesn't reflect the orb lightning, it's whatever. On to Meyer's Market, you go up the hill and into the house, go to the last room. I guess it's a warehouse more so. You go into the last room, take a right, you'll find it there. Graywater Camp. This one, if you're trying to find it, can be kind of tricky because you don't think of looking on the roofs, but you had to run all the way to the teleporter. Most of these are always right next to the teleporter, so if we get new towns in the future, we should be able to find new ones of these pretty simply. These also spawn, it seems like, if not once daily, twice daily, and I'm not sure of the timer yet. I've been trying to find it out, but I've been missing it. So if you do know the timer on these, let me know down below. That'd be cool. Going over to the Tall Grass Inn, you go pretty much through these containers onto that rock face wall. You'll find your 4th daily deviation. And finally, we're in Blackfell, and this area is straight ahead left of most of the NPCs, and this is also where I got my 5/5 deviation. I'm still trying to see how many different deviations we can get here, if it's a limited bunch of them, or if you can get anything under the sun. Yet also, there are in-world deviations in containers that you can find as well. I found 4 locations for them so far. The first one's in Whitecliff, and you start right up front. You go in through this garage up front, and it's all the way to the right. I get turned around on all these little ones because I haven't done them a ton of times, and all these things look the same. But right here, and if you're unlucky, they will be empty, but sometimes they don't even show the deviation inside, so you have to be a little bit careful to see if you got it on the right spot or not. This is a thing that you do have to double check, and sometimes the deviation does not spawn inside the actual container. So there you see me again checking to just make sure it's not there. Secondly, we're over in Rippleby. This is all the way in the docks and another location, and you can see how unobvious these things look. And by unobvious, I mean like you can easily go by these. They're not nearly as simple to see as in the towns themselves.
Did you hear that?
Unfortunately, I had a little bit longer of a run than typical on these, but it's going to be inside the garage building right over here, and you'll see me pick up. And from this location, I've only found Frog the Leapers, and I'm assuming because of that, we might only be able to find certain deviations and certain things. And also with these in-world deviations, it seems like we're only able to get crafting deviants. I've only found crafting deviants in these. Strange Door, Frog the Leaper, Space Turner, so on and so forth. Next, we're on to Alkirk. And the Alkirk spot is right here. I got smart here. If you middle mouse, you can place little markers down on your map, and they'll stay there forever through seasons if you're using the same map. This means that whenever I look at my map, I can say, oh, there's something here for me to get if I forgot about it ever in the future. I've done this for special box spawns and other things. It's a great tip to be able to actually use, and it just makes life easier. So anyways, we're going on to the Alkirk one. It's in this warehouse here, and nothing in there currently. But just in case, let's just double check and shine a light on it. And nothing. But hey, it was worth a try. Next, we're on to the East Blackfell Junction. And this is on top of a truck right over here. And that right there is, it's in there. You can't see it. It's in there though. And that's as simple as these deviations are. Now, there are probably more spots and locations, but you have to scour each location to see if it's there or not. So there's probably a ton of these, and more will come out as people spend more time farming these, and we'll find them out. But for right now, here's 4 that you can farm. You can switch between worlds and keep farming these if you want to. If you want to or not, that's up to you, but that is a way you can farm these. They're not on a timer like the town deviations are. Okay, that was all the deviant stuff, but we still have one big thing to talk about, and I'm adding this to a deviation video because I think a lot of people just want to hear it and actually know it's there. On the Discord, in the dev talk sections, you get a lot of updates of what they're planning, but this was something I really wanted to go over. But it's just a small thing, so I'm tacking it onto this video. There are new weapons for Once Human coming soon. So, when Prism vs. Clash updates later this month, we get the Fabled Masamune as a blueprint. So we get our first legendary melee blueprint in launch. Next, in Way of Winter, we're going to be getting an all-new subtype of assault rifle, the M416. You're going to get a rare, epic, and legendary version. Then we get an ACS-12 shotgun, legendary, and an MG4 light machine gun that's also legendary. They say these weapons will come with brand new combat mechanics, which does that mean that it'll be, say, shrapnel that does something special or something entirely new? Not quite sure. They're also going to be reworking all of Bounce currently because it is underperforming and no one enjoys it. I've tried my best to enjoy it too. I've made builds and builds trying to make it work, and it's definitely the lowest earner on the scale of all the damage types that we have in Once Human. Anywho, I just wanted to bring this to your attention. They also mentioned deviation changes, changing the Mini Feaster to be a status buff increase. You're looking at PvP mechanic shifts. I'll go over those when there's enough of them to talk about, but new weapons I think everyone wants to hear about, and that's what I'm ending this video on. So hopefully you enjoyed the deviation update that we are getting, if you didn't already know about it. And also, I hope that this surprised you that we're getting new weapons, legendary weapons too, coming real soon in Prism vs. Clash scenario, and also in Way of Winter being a big content release for all the PvE players out there. All right, thank you for listening. Later.